Hi everyone, thanks for watching On Call for All Kids, and today's topic is backpack safety. We'll tell you how to select a backpack, how to properly wear a backpack, and tips to prevent back pain. I am joined by Dr. Gregory Hahn. He is the Division Chair of Orthopedics at JohnsHopkinsAllChildren'sHospital, and it's great to have you here because, man, our backpacks get so heavy these days. What do you see in clinic?
Well, in clinic we see a lot of kids with back pain, and we think that a lot of this is due to the weight of the backpacks. And in fact, we can notice an uptick in back pain during the beginning of the school year and at the end of the school year. And the backpacks now have gotten very, very heavy for several reasons. One of the reasons is that a lot of schools have gotten away from allowing the kids to have lockers, and so they have to put everything they want for the entire day into the backpack, and that includes their lunches, their snacks. They all carry around heavy water bottles, and so all that's adding to the weight of the backpack.
And that's interesting because you're thinking, like, in this digital age, shouldn't everything just be on an iPad or some type of screen?
Right, and I think we all thought that we're going to just be carrying around an iPad and it's going to be very simple. And I can tell you with my 3 kids, the schools now generally offer them the option of having a hard copied book or doing the digital version. And for whatever reason, I know my kids, a lot of them prefer the hard copy so that they can highlight, they can tag it. And so they have all the hard copy books, and they've added the digital component because they all have schedules and emails and stuff that they have on the electronic component. So it just adds even more weight to the backpack. So unfortunately, I don't think the digital age, as of yet, has solved that problem.
Well, I get it. I'm with your kids. Sometimes I just like that physical copy. So when we are looking for a backpack, Dr. Hahn, what should we be looking for when we're selecting one?
Well, I think first and foremost, you want to try to keep the backpack as light as possible, because if the backpack is heavy and it's of a heavy material, you're just adding more weight that they have to carry. And we know if you've weighed your kid's backpack, it's going to be extremely heavy no matter what. So a light nylon material, you just want something that's durable. And unfortunately, your child is going to have to pick it out, because I know from my kids, they all want something fashionable and trendy, and so that's the first thing. When we look at the overall structure of the backpack, what I would recommend, if you can, and you can get your child to accept it, is we want to have wider straps. The more padding they can have on the undersurface of the straps is very helpful in helping provide shoulder strain and problems. And if they have a strap that goes around the waist, that's also more beneficial in terms of unloading the pressure off the back.
How should they be wearing it too? Because, we see these adjustables. It's like, all right, well, what height or where should it be on your child's
Right, and that's
back?
Probably the most important thing with a backpack, more so than any of the styles, is how they wear the backpack. So when I was growing up, everybody was wearing it on one side of the shoulder.
It's the cool thing
that was the cool thing. And unfortunately, that puts a lot of asymmetric force on the shoulders and on the back, and that causes problems. I think, fortunately, that has sort of fallen out of favor. And what we recommend now is always have both straps. What we have noticed trends have been to tilt the backpack way back or to wear the backpack really low. And both of those just provide more strain on the back. So we recommend that the backpack be as high as it can on the shoulders, up close against the back, so they don't tilt it back or they don't tilt it down. And that's the best thing they can do to avoid back pain.
Go ahead. How about some final tips? I know, like you said, they have so much stuff, but maybe try not to overload that backpack.
Right, it's a challenge to try to keep them. I mean, obviously if they can, one of the things we get a lot is rolling backpacks, and they say, should we do a rolling backpack? And I think that a pure rolling backpack is reasonable if the kid will use it and if the school will allow it, but a lot of schools won't allow it, so that becomes not an option. I don't recommend buying backpacks with wheels, because that's, again, just more added weight that the child is probably not going to use. Try to convince your child to go through their backpack as frequently as possible, or you go through the backpack. I think stuff just gets, kind of like all of our briefcases and purses, stuff just gets thrown in there. They don't go through them, and it just gets heavier and heavier and heavier. The other thing is when they have their backpack fully loaded, we don't want them bending over at the waist. That's just bad for the back in terms of increasing the stresses on the lower back, so we want them to bend down at the knees. And then the last sort of safety tip is not to wear the backpack when they're riding to school or in a car on the way to school or back from school, because that's just dangerous. So they obviously have to take the backpack off and buckle in normally into a normal shoulder harness.
All right, Dr. Hahn, thank you so much for joining us and giving us all these great tips on backpack safety. If you have any story ideas you would like us to cover, you can comment below right here on this video and we'll check that out. You can also visit our website. It's hopkinsallchildrens.org/newsroom, and you'll find a bunch of different information there as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.